reporting on the latest celebrity news, scandals, and occasional sex tape. It's the Celebrity Wire on Sway in the Morning.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Sway in the Morning, Shade 4-5, man. This is where you come. This is the nucleus, the mecca of hip-hop. When it comes to radio, Heather B, you know how we do. We cover it all, Tracy G, from politics to fashion to trends to truth to legends. And with that said, we have one on the line with us right now.
Woo! Let them know.
I've often admired her, you know, from the days of hardcore. I thought she was sick and ill with her fashion and her display of swag back then in the 90s, from Notorious KIM to La Bella, Mafia to the Naked Truth. I mean, all she's done, I've always been by her side. And she took me on the tour to Brooklyn.
Right.
We sat in a Bentley and rode through Brooklyn. Who could say they did that? The one and only Lil Kim is on the line.
Lil Kim!
Good morning, Ray, my love. Good morning. It's always a pleasure.
Always a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Always a pleasure. Kim, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm really good. Yeah.
I will admit, seeing your daughter at the VH1 Hip Hop Honors Award just kind of really warmed my heart. She looked like a Lil Kim up there, man.
She is. She is so cute. She is so funny. I just love her. She makes me laugh. She makes me smile. She's so funny, and she's a natural. I think we've got something.
I think so too. I saw her smiling like she knew the spotlight was on her.
Aww.
She knew what to do. Thank you for calling in. As you know, the whole world erupted. We were excited to see you perform. The love in the audience was ridiculous. To see Faith Evans even come out and pay tribute to you. What did that feel like, you know, given the history?
That was beautiful. It's so funny because her and I are so close now, and we're like sister-wives, I should say. And she's just, like, been so supportive of me, and I've been supportive of her. And it's just one big happy family, and you would never think. It just goes to show that in life you just never know who, you never know. Somebody who you may think is your enemy may turn out to be your best friend, So, just be ready for all the twists and turns in life.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know, because with maturity and just, growth in life, period. And you can only do that when you have growth within yourself,
Did y'all ever have that sit down moment where it was like, okay, girl, let's talk about this?
Right.
You know what? We didn't. Nope, we didn't. It was just the type of thing where when we saw each other the last few times, we locked eyes, and it was just, I guess God was like, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be time within yourself. Like, I think both of us just, the growth within ourselves we grew at the same time, and we connected. And I think it's one of those things, you ever see, like, they have, like, memes all the time about it. You can talk to a person without saying anything.
Yeah.
I think it was more like that, but I think our actions spoke louder than our words.
Okay, I get it. So it was just an understanding between you two. I would imagine, and this is my last question about Faith, but I know you, I know Faith, I know Big, and I can imagine that now you guys can sit down and talk about great things about him and his memory and what he brought to your lives. Is that possible? Have y'all done that?
Yeah, we have done that halfway. As a matter of fact, I guess I can announce it because I think she did, but we're doing the song together. And I don't know if I should go all the way about the song, but in the song, when we were working on the song, she mentioned that she felt that I would be great for the song because when she heard it and she was like putting it together, I guess she kind of thought about me and that she felt like that song was how I was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
you know, about Big and when he was alive and the whole situation. And we just discussed it. And it was a teary-eyed moment. It was a good moment. And, you know, it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And when she came to VH1 Honors, I thought she did so amazing and she was so funny. And I was dying. You couldn't see me at the time because where they had me set up, I guess they had set me in the audience to get me ready for the surprise, which was, you know, Diddy walking out on stage. And I was sitting with, you know, my fans and stuff. It was really beautiful. It was beautiful. And I, you know, I was like, I could see her on the TV screen, but yeah, it was beautiful.
It was a beautiful moment. And it was all working right, Kim.
Yep.
I was right there on the side of the stage, Kim.
Yeah.
It was all working right. And then this happened. Hold up. Let's take a listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah, money.
Give me my boy Rich Homie.
Yeah, money. Yeah. You wanna sip on my living room floor? Play the 10 with Caesar Alamo. Yeah. Hey.
Roll up.
Oh man.
Kim.
God, yeah.
Kim said, huh? Kim, you know what it is, man. We love Rich Homie Quan. He's been on this show many a times.
Yeah, he's family.
He's family.
Yeah.
Him, his father, you know, they've been through a lot to get to where they are. Big.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, and Big is so revered in hip hop, you know, and the thing about the culture is, you know, we've been trying to make sure that folks who benefit from this culture, folks who get rich off this culture, folks who build careers off this culture have to respect the culture, put the same investment in the culture as they put into themselves. And something as simple,
Amen.
you know what I mean, as memorizing a verse, especially from arguably the greatest of all time. That shouldn't be a problem. You don't see that in rock music when they do tributes. You don't see that in country music when they do gospel. Nowhere else except for rap when it's, oh, wow, my bad. And that was a beautiful moment. You know, when he messed up, what went through your head?
I was like, oh, God, what am I going to tell Brooklyn? No.
That's real.
It was, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Let me tell you something. You know, I'm a professional, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm going to, and I'm not only just a professional, but I'm loyal to the culture. I'm loyal to the art. I'm loyal to my music. I'm loyal to my fans. And I'm loyal to that stage when I'm on that stage. So I'm definitely still going to hold the situation down no matter what. When it happened, you know, it was a little, it was a dagger to the heart. It was disappointing and all of that. But I also knew the behind the scenes and what, you know, how that could actually have happened. So, okay, so, all right, so here it is.
Okay, break it down.
Let me break it down. There is nothing I can say to make people forgive or excuse what he did. I mean, Big is just, I mean, that's a legend. You know, he's everything. He's king. He's, you know, and that record is a part of, like you said, the culture that is basically in the history books. It is, you know, it's a part of your homework. It's a part of the hip hop Bible, right? So to speak.
It is.
So, right. So you supposed that, you know, you have to know that record. But in his defense, right, I guess what I can say right now may make people at least understand a little bit of how that situation happened. Okay, so VH1 and I worked on out my list for weeks of everyone that I wanted to be in this tribute. And I can honestly say VH1 was really good about making sure that I had everybody that I wanted and everybody that they suggested and everything, whatever, you know, on that list and you know, getting in touch with them. However, Sway, you know how show business is. You can make a million calls to a million people, but we're all celebrities living in our own world, doing our own thing. And everybody's not available. That's just the bottom line, right?
Oh, okay. So
But
he wasn't
I made
he wasn't the first choice.
Well, let me just say this: Get Money was never in my set list. That wasn't in my set list. There was 2 other songs in my set list, and I had 2 other major artists that I was supposed to perform with. 2 other major artists, and at the 9th hour, both of those artists pulled out. Get Money, I wasn't even going to perform Get Money.
Okay.
Both of them had pulled out at the last minute, right? Well, I don't know if they pulled out. I think maybe something happened, but VH1 had been talking to them for weeks, and I thought for all this time that they were confirmed. But although VH1 was excellent, they wanted to make my honor, like they wanted to make my segment so big, and just they did everything to make me happy.
Yeah.
The only thing was the communication was not good. It was horrible, actually, communication, because I'm doing what I'm doing as an artist, and we're not finding out things to the last minute.
Yeah.
To the last minute.
That happens in
And
TV. Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
That happens, and if I had known that those 2 big major artists weren't going to be able to, make it, or there was going to be a situation where I have to call myself maybe, or start doing things, then I would have known, okay, well, let me try to figure this out. Maybe I could have called some other people earlier.
Yeah.
Now, when we decided, oh God, this person pulled out, and it was the 9th hour, I'm talking about maybe 3 days before, right? The other person didn't pull out to the morning of.
Hey, Kim, who were these people?
I don't know if I can contractually say, but
Well, it's over now.
People, and they're big names, 2 big names, very big names. And so when they pulled out, I had to make an executive decision on my own. With my team as to what to do. So at the last minute, we said, you know what? We're going to put Get Money in the show. Now, me and my team, we just started attacking people where we wanted, or that we knew we could do Get Money with, because the other song, it didn't make sense to perform if that other artist wasn't going to be there. That's just period. We were like, nah, because that artist, it would have been big. So,
damn, Kim, you can't keep saying that artist. Like, give us a hint of who that artist was. I mean, that big?
I have to.
Is it
I'll have to. I'll let my team maybe disclose it later, but
was it
it's up to
a female artist?
It's a male. Both of them are male. Both of them are males. And so when they couldn't make it and they pulled out or whatever, I had to kind of attack the situation. When we decided to put Get Money in the list, the first person we called, because this was like, I knew this would be great. Now, mind you, I had Dave VH1 a list of all my favorite artists before that happened, of who I just love. Even if they didn't perform one of my songs, it was my birthday, and it was a tribute, and VH1 was like, Kim, whatever you want, we want. This is your day. Mm-hmm. Even if you want someone to come and sing the, song to you that's not your song. I mean, I put all my favorite artists down, from Nas to Future to Betty Wap, I even put Drake up there, even though it's a situation. I put all, the artists that I love. I mean, Jay-Z, all these names, right?
Kim said, even though the situation.
Love it.
Yeah,
and then on to the next.
On to the next. All right.
Yeah, okay.
But how did it become Rich Homie Quan? Here's the question. Did you ever hear him?
So look.
Okay.
So the person I picked, right, we started calling Rick Ross. That was the person we wanted to do Get Money.
Okay.
We thought that would be dope.
He's a Biggie fan. I know he's a Biggie historian. He's a Biggie fan. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we started calling Nas because Rick he wanted to do it, but it was just he had to change around his schedule now, and he was trying. Fab. Now Fab is a friend of mine, and when Fab found out, he was like, "Oh man, why didn't you just call me earlier?" And I was like, "Listen, we weren't even going to perform that song, and now we are doing it. Like, can we?" He tried everything. He tried to move his situation that he had in Vegas, because he was flying from LA to Vegas, but he was trying to fly, straight to New York. But I mean, we're talking about less than 14 hours that I'm on the phone with that.
Yeah.
And there's about 4 more artists that we called. So when we started revisiting the list, we called everybody on that list. If Rich Homie was on that list as a friend of mine who we wanted to call who could just perform even one of his songs, with me, right? And so out of those 5 artists that were left, right, Rich Homie was in that bunch, and he was the only one that was like, okay, kid, you know, I'm no, there was no stutter, no stuff. I'm on the plane. Anything for you.
Well, yeah, see,
That's who he is.
That-
That's who he is. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
He's such a good freaking person. I mean, yeah, this is an unfortunate situation, but he's a friend of mine, and I've known him for a little while, and he's always good to me. I mean, I did a little rinky video one time, and he just came. I'm coming to, you know, fuck with you, and I'm getting the video. He's just a freaking good person, and he didn't question anything. He jumped on that plane, and the whole thing was he was coming to fuck with Lil Kim. He was coming to support Lil Kim. He did not know at that time that he was going to be performing and getting money. He didn't know that.
Okay.
He didn't know that. I called him, right? And I said, because I didn't know that we were going to get him to perform, get money. VH1, you know, when we all had this sit-down meeting, it was like, we've got to fill in this. We've got to fill in this gap. How TV works is you got to fill in the gap. You can't have the gap. That's how TV works. So they were like, well, Kim, do you think, you know, we can put him on? I'm like, yeah. In my mind, I'm like, everybody knows Get Money. I mean, it may not have been the
Yeah,
first
in our
choice of
mind
the
too.
Right. That's what made it hurt more.
Okay, real quick, Kim, did you ever hear him say the verse before y'all performed it?
I did. We were backstage, and in his defense, we never got a rehearsal in a rehearsal studio. We never got to sit down together and collectively kind of rehearse it. It was such last minute. We were literally rehearsing it on stage at the venue rehearsal. And anybody who's an artist knows that you usually have a vocal rehearsal off of the stage behind the scenes when you're doing choreography and all that. We never had that, man. We never had that. We were behind, and he was saying it, and, you know, he had his little southern twang on it, which is not what everybody knows.
Yeah.
But, hey, you know, he my friend. He came through for me at the last minute. He didn't even know. They gave him the song, and I guess the words to it the night before.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even the night before, like 14 hours before. And
you know,
he was very nervous.
Yeah, I was nervous for him.
Very nervous.
I just.
And you know what he said? He said it's an honor that y'all would even. He's such a good person. He was like, it's an honor that y'all would even put me in this position to fill such big shoes. You know, it's like it's an honor. Like, you know, Kim, I'm going to work my best at this. And he was like, I'm gonna go get me a Coogee sweater. I'm gonna go get, you know, some Tim's on. I was like, yeah. You know, I was pushing for him. I was, you know. Don't get me wrong, I was nervous too, because like I said, if I could have gotten, you know, and the thing is, we didn't think about Biggie's son doing it until after.
Okay, that was going to be my next question, because Heather brought that up too. Like, why Biggie's son could have just rocked it out?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so amazing.
Crazy.
Oh,
that would have been dope. That would have been super dope. But again, like I said, you know, it was just a last minute thing. Like, you know how it is. It's like last minute and you under the gun, and it's like you're not really thinking straight either. I wasn't thinking straight.
Yeah.
The whole time, I kind of freaking, you know, was a little off when I was performing because I was nervous about the whole damn thing.
Hey, did you forget lyrics, Kim?
I kind of, you know what? I didn't really forget. You know, it was like I had to stop. I couldn't curse. You know? Yeah. And then I realized that I was cursing a lot.
Yeah.
And so I kind of tried to pull back, and with me pulling back, I just couldn't, you know, I just was like, you know what, let me just finish dancing and go to the next song. And that was when I was doing Queen B, I think it was.
Yeah, that was during Queen B.
Stopped it. Yeah, because I was cursing a lot, and they told me, please try not to curse. And what happens, they told me when you curse, there's going to be a 3-second or a 4-second delay, and that brings your mic off. So when I cursed, the mic delayed for TV, and I couldn't. It was like, oh shit! What the in my head?
Well, I mean, I can understand you were really excited. The moment was big, a huge moment, a real great chance to pay homage to a legendary career of yours that's still going, still bright, and to pay homage to a legend. naturally the world puked when he messed up those lyrics, those big lyrics. And, you know, and it was a hard position to put him in, but at the same time, I think it's an easy position to put him in if you know the history and you know the greats, those who came before you. He gave a very gracious apology.
Yeah.
You know, and what more can you say about that? What do you want to leave the fans of Big right now? Because any Brooklyn rapper off the street could have came in, and anybody off the street could have came in and did that verse, and that moment could have been even bigger, you know. But what do you want to say to those who came down really hard on you, on Rich Homie Quan, and what happened in that moment? What would you like to say to those people?
I mean, well, at the end of the day, ain't nobody perfect, you know. There are like people make mistakes, and then in my situation, it's like when you under the situation and under the gun that I'm in, it's you got to go with what's there in front of you, because VH1, they have their own suggestions as well. And you know, it's sometimes it's the controversy that kind of makes the show as well. Not that we didn't want that for that song, of course, but you know, it's like we wanted to match people who you wouldn't normally see me with on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
But we never intended for him to kind of do that. So it was we already had Dej Loaf to do Light Us Up, and there was another artist that was coming out with me to do other two songs, like I said, and so contractually wise, you know, you can't. How do you tell another artist who's already locked in contractual wise, oh, we're pulling you from the show? You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I just hope that with this being said and what I said just now about, you know, the situation about how it was all last minute. I mean, we did reach out to other artists from Brooklyn, but you know, to give those artists their VH1. Now this is a business side. VH1 just contractually, financially to get those artists there. I guess their budget was exhausted at that moment.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, and then we wanted. Don't get me wrong. You know, like, you know, any Brooklyn artist, could have done it, but you know, when you want, I'm Lil Kim. Like, let's just be real. We want to make sure that the person that's doing that with me, that their name and their status matches me too. You know.
Okay.
I mean,
you want to make sure you had a big brand that was doing it.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, like I said, you know, of course there was other people we could have called it, but we did call everybody. We called Nas, you know, and called Method Man, because Method Man is a friend of mine.
That would have been dope.
Yeah.
That would have been dope.
Method Man.
Yep.
I love Method Man. Method Man's grandmother passed away, so he couldn't, you know, and shout out to him. Of course, he would have loved to be there. I loved him, you know, like all my friends was like, damn, you know, if only, but.
Well, it happened, but here's the good thing. VH1, we put on a great show. A lot of folks really enjoyed that show. It bridged generations. And if anything, you know, the fact that Rich Homie Quan came out, you know, he has a lot of fans, and what happened will bring even more attention to Big and his legacy, and may trigger a lot of folks to go back and really understand why he's so important to the culture.
Right.
It's not just a generation.
Right.
So the younger generation should understand he's important to the culture as a whole, including them, because he broke through so many doors for us to be where we are today, for Lil Kim to be even honored at the VH1 Hip Hop Honors. And so I appreciate you graciously explaining what happened, because a lot of folks wanted to know. But Kim, seeing you on stage, man, I got to ask you about new music. What's coming next for you?
Oh, yeah, we're in the studio. I was actually in the studio. I was in the studio with Dej, too, last night. I love her. And we're working right now. And I got a couple other people that I don't want to reveal yet. But, you know, you're going to be the first to know. You know, I'm going to come up there in person.
I know you are. I can't wait. Dej, too. Dej Loaf?
I want to. You know what I want to? I want the people to give me their, who they want me to do songs with. You know, have them call up who they want to see me, you know, rock out with and stuff like that.
Okay, let's do it online too. Give out your social media, Kim, so we can have folks hit you directly and say who they want to see you collaborate with on your new music, on your new project, and then we'll get the survey going too.
Yeah, I mean, on Twitter it's at Little Kim, and then on Instagram it's at Little Kim the Queen Bee. So
Okay. Hey Kim, I appreciate you getting up early to talk to us.
Thank you.
You know we wanted to know, so we had to reach out to you directly. It's been a lot of stuff being said, and it's like, man, let's just hit up Kim directly and see what happened.
Man, I know, and the memes were just, I mean, at the end of the day, honestly, I'm going to just say this. Like, I hope that Brooklyn, New York, the whole world could just kind of, understand. I don't think a lot of people are not going to forgive or excuse the situation, but, I just want them to understand maybe now that they understand the situation and how that came to be, because, like I said, he just, I'm coming to rock. I fucking Little Kim, I'm coming to rock with you, Kim. Like, whatever you want me to do, it's your day. And like I said, he didn't know. I mean, we were, at one point, we even were like, yo, we could just get him to do one of his songs, and one of my favorite songs, which is Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, what it was too, musically, they were like, we can't change around the set, because I guess they created certain music. They had a band there, and the band played certain music behind each song, and they just couldn't change it.
But that ain't got nothing to do with him forgetting the lyrics, though.
Right.
Yeah, right. I
mean,
don't know who who Alamo is.
Alamo from Brand Nubian.
The DJ.
The DJ from Brand Nubian. And the Alamo, don't forget the Alamo down in the South, too, in Texas.
History.
Alamo was a dog food. Alamo dog
Get
food.
out,
I'm just saying there's a lot of Alamos out there,
food.
but he was Alamo. We assumed he was talking about the DJ from Brand Nubian.
I'm not going to lie, when I was on that stage and I'm rapping with him and I heard him say Alamo, I was like, wait a minute, what?
Who's Alamo? I mean, Little C's and Alamo. C's was even probably like, who's Alamo? Alamo was there?
That is so funny. But you know what? I mean, at this point, what you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's behind.
God is the only judge of anything, and
Absolutely. Would you like to to Brooklyn? Would you like to apologize to Brooklyn, or you just wanted them to understand what was happening?
I mean, I want them to understand. I mean, I don't feel like I did anything wrong underneath. Like what? I mean, what I'm apologizing for? Like I didn't do nothing wrong. Like I did what I'm supposed to do, and I'm holding it down. Whoever don't understand, fuck them. I don't give a fuck.
That's the Little Kim I know.
Like, it was my first day. This was my day. At the end of the day, if they were under the same gun, they probably would have folded. Like I hold it down all the time. And like I said, listen, I tried everything in every person, that wasn't my fault. Like Rick Ross just wasn't available. Nas couldn't make it. All these people, like, come, what you want me to do? Like, they couldn't change the situation. They had already, Rich Homie was already there, And not only that, but he was there for me. There were some artists probably that just was like, no, I can't do it. I don't know what it was, but at the end of the day, he showed up for me. That should show all my fans he loved Lil Kim. He didn't know what he was doing. He just came. That's like me saying to my peoples, and I got beef, yo, come pull up on me. Such beef is about to go down. And you got that one friend that don't ask no questions, they just jump. That's
Rich Homie Quan. Now, we love Rich Homie Quan,
No
man.
doubt.
And the dude has carved his own path. We all were upset about him not memorizing those lyrics. Flubbing that moment for hip-hop. But you know what? Like you said, it's brought so much attention to it. In a reverse way, it's probably given more light to Big and than it would have otherwise. So
like I was saying, maybe Rich Homie could take this situation and turn it into good. At the same time, it is disappointing to the people who already said what I had to say about, I hope that the fans can just move on from it. I know there's going to be people who aren't going to forgive the situation. There is no excuse for just messing up the words, Alamo or whatever. But at the end of the day, I feel like shit happens in the industry. And what you gonna do about it?
What you gonna do? You gotta be strong and move forward. Kim, I really appreciate you calling in. And then we're looking forward to you coming in and letting us be the first to blast off your new music here on Shade 4-5.
Thank you. I love you, Sweat. You always there for me. Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome. Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Kim. And Kim, I'm ready to go back on the tour through Brooklyn in that Bentley again. Let me know when you're ready, okay?
Yeah. Let's take some. Let's we got new updates, new situations, new things happening. Let's go some new roads.
Yeah, let's take some new roads. Kim, I love you. Thank you for calling in. Kiss the baby for me, okay?
I will. Y'all enjoy your money.
Okay, that's little Kim, y'all, the queen right there. Sway in the morning, shade 4-5. She broke it down for us.
Yeah.
A lot of people need a closure on that, and I appreciate her calling in and
But
just
a lot of things make sense too, Sway. If you could, like you said, you come from that background, you understand how things happen in production, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and honestly, it was, it was such an amazing show, but it was hard to put together. And there's really no blame, no pointing fingers, but we all wish it could have happened differently, but perhaps ironically, in an ironic way, this might have brought more attention to Big. Interesting enough.
Crazy,
Because
right?
he could have just did that verse and we would have, okay, cool.
They did get the money and that was it.
Yeah, but the fact that he flubbed it, he might have indirectly brought a lot more attention. Like somebody's going, who is this guy?
Right, because everyone's like, think about, the underside of these millennials and everyone's like their favorite rapper is talking about how this is blasphemy. So they're going to go, hopefully, if they're very proactive young kids,